Hello and welcome to Chabot News for December 7th, 2022. My name is Stanley, and today we'll be covering the nation's railroad strike. In entertainment news, Hallie will tell us about the most popular show on Netflix. Hamza will bring us the season wrap-up for Chabot College football and the latest World Cup news in sports. And finally, we have a special report with the results of the Miss Ukraine California pageant. All that and more coming up on Chabot News. Railroad workers aren't the only Americans without paid sick days. More than 20% of the U.S. workers are in the same positions, according to government data. Amy Kyler reports the high-profile railroad dispute that is pulling attention to the broader issue.
Every American worker ought to have paid leave.
As the threat of a rail worker strike winds down, the debate over paid sick leave is heating up. It was a final sticking point between unions and railroad companies. An amendment from progressive Democrats would have given the workers 7 sick days, but only the broader bill made it through the Senate.
We don't want to say to rail workers, if you have a heart attack or you break your leg, you either show up to work or you're going to lose your job.
More than 33 million civilian U.S. workers have no paid sick leave. That's according to the advocacy organization Family Values at Work Action. A growing number of states, counties, and cities have been mandating the benefit in recent years, but the absence of a federal standard sets the U.S. apart from most industrialized nations.
We can't go too far left. This is not a center-left or a left country.
That's moderate Democratic Senator Joe Manchin speaking after he thwarted a bill with paid leave last year. Traditionally, the GOP has said mandatory paid leave would be too hard on businesses that can't afford it.
I think there's an ongoing conversation in this country about how to make sure that workers in this sector and in every sector get the support that they need.
Small poke.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Thanks, Amy. This past Thursday, Congress failed to pass legislation that would increase rail worker paid time off from 1 to 7. If you like dancing in the rain, then you'll love it here in the Bay Area. The region is drenched with rainfall, and snow is piling up in the Sierra. But the weather isn't over as we're left with the remnants of this low-pressure system. We're expecting to get thunderstorms again on Monday, with the precipitation coming to an end Tuesday morning. It will get drier and colder weather pattern will follow, setting up temperatures that could drop close to freezing over the next few mornings. In some local areas, while areas across Northern California will receive more rain, the Bay Area will get less precipitation than what we saw over the past 5 days. This unsettled pattern will last until Tuesday, as the low moves southeast to Central California. Please be careful and make sure to give yourself enough time while traveling, because thunderstorms, small hail, brief downpours, lightning, and strong winds are still very much possible. With only 3 weeks left of 2022, San Jose officials worry the city is going to break last year's record of 60 vehicle fatalities. Just one more deadly crash is all it would take. Our report comes with a reminder that all life is precious and must be valued by one another. Camden McWright, who would have been 19 years old this month, was struck and killed by a school bus while riding his scooter. And an 8-year-old third grader passed after being hit by a car near Castlemont Elementary School. Back in September, San Jose streets have become more and more dangerous during the last decade. Traffic deaths have more than doubled from 29 in 2010 to 60 in 2021. A record high of 60 deaths were reported last year, and unfortunately, as 2022 comes to a close, the city is on track to beat this number. San Jose saw most of the deaths on what they called 17 most dangerous streets, most of which on the east side of the city. What is to blame? People driving too fast, reckless driving, and distracted driving, and driving under the influence have all been cited as factors. Now here's Hallie for this week's entertainment news.
Thank you, Stanley. The Skims founder 42 and the rapper 45 have finalized their split, with the exes coming to an agreement about child custody and property, People confirms. According to the divorce documents obtained by People, the former couple will have joint physical and legal custody of their 4 children. The Grammy winner will be required to pay Kardashian $200,000 a month in child care. He will also be responsible for half the child's medicals, educational, and security expenses. Both Kardashian and West have waived spousal support. The pair has also agreed to settle disputes regarding the children by participating in mediation. However, if either party fails to take part, the other is allowed to make the decision in a dispute by default. The couple's assets, including their property, will be divided based upon their prenup. The Addams Family spin-off Wednesday has already broken Netflix records with the most hours viewed in a single week of any Netflix TV show ever. The hit TV show starring Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams has already racked up a massive 341.2 million hours viewed, despite the fact that it's only debuted last week. Being an outcast has never been more in as Wednesday, the supernatural-infused mystery charting Wednesday Addams' years at Nevermore Academy. Debuted in the #1 spot with a record-breaking 300.1.2 million hours viewed, confirmed Netflix in a statement. The series now holds the record for the most hours viewed in a week for English language TV on Netflix. Directed and executive produced by Tim Burton with showrunners Al Gough and Miles Miller, the series was #1 in 83 countries, tied with Stranger Things 4. And that's all for entertainment news this week. And now back to Stanley for more news.
Thanks, Allie. The U.S. sanctioned 3 North Korean officials tied to the nation's nuclear program. This comes after Pyongyang launched a series of missiles recently. The most recent was on November 18th. The Department of the Treasury's sanctions target John Il-ho, Yu Jin, and Kim So-gil. They're officials in the country's Workers' Party. The European Union also sanctioned 3 earlier this year. U.S. officials have repeatedly condemned North Korea's missile launches. Leader Kim Jong-un has said he wants to have the world's most powerful nuclear force. One of the Bay Area's most loved attractions is the Chabot Space and Science Center. The institution began in 1883 as the Oakland Observatory through a gift from Anthony Chabot to the city of Oakland. The observatory moved a couple of times to avoid the increasing amount of light in the metropolitan area, to where it stands now, in the Oakland Hills. Construction of the new center began in May 1998 and it opened its doors to the public in the year 2000. We sent our reporter Don Wright to Oakland to learn more and to see how the Space Center is working in cooperation with NASA on the current Artemis 1 moon mission.
7, 6, 5, 4-stage engine start. 3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
On November 16, 2022, at 1:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, mankind took its first step towards returning to the moon in 50 years with the launch of Artemis 1. And no one is keeping a closer eye on the mission than the people at Chabot Space and Science Center. We spoke with Ben Buress, the staff astronomer at the center, about its connection to NASA Ames.
We're all about space exploration and astronomy, and that's what NASA serves up. Specifically, NASA Ames Research Center, obviously also here in the Bay Area, and Chabot Space and Science Center have a partnership now, a Space Act agreement signed, where we collaborate very directly.
To put a rocket like the Space Launch System together, it takes a large group of individuals with different skill sets. We have worked with contractors as well as with our NASA experts, our science and engineering department, our safety and mission assurance team. Everybody has worked together to ensure that we have a safe and reliable rocket.
I want to thank NASA Administrator Bill Nelson for hosting us today and for your very impressive year of leadership of NASA. During your leadership, we successfully launched Artemis 1, the mission, which is orbiting the moon as we speak.
I'm telling you, we've never seen such a tail of flame. There were a bunch there that would like to be on that rocket. And I have to say, for what we saw tonight, it's an A+.
Chabot Space and Science Center plays host to a great number of NASA artifacts.
Chabot Space and Science Center has a moon rock on loan to us from NASA Johnson Space Center, where they keep most of the moon rocks. We've actually had that for almost 20 years now. We also have a 1/10 scale replica of the Saturn V rocket that originally sent Apollo astronauts to the moon. We have a set of spacesuits on loan to us, both from NASA Ames and other NASA centers, Marshall Space Flight Center. So people can kind of see the evolution of spacesuits all the way from Project Mercury to much more recent designs. They have been building things for the Artemis mission, specifically the Viper rover, which will hopefully be launched sometime next year and go to the south pole of the moon. Viper's mission is to explore the water ice that they've detected in some of the South Pole craters. We have a fan blade from one of the fans of the big wind tunnel down there. It's enormous. We have a wall full of curiosities from different places at Ames. And then little odds and ends just, from different corners of Ames. We have it's a full-scale mock-up of the Mercury capsule that we've actually had at Ames or at Chabot for years. But you can climb inside it. You can see what it was like for the original U.S. astronauts in the Mercury program. So here at Chabot Space and Science Center, not only do we have a wonderful set of exhibits for people to explore, shows in our planetarium to enjoy, but we also have 3 big telescopes, 2 of them historical telescopes, that you can still look through for free every Friday and Saturday evening, weather permitting, from about 7:30 to 10:30. So if you've never looked through a big telescope before, you can come up and join a tradition that's been going on at Chabot since the late 1800s.
In Oakland, this is Don Wright reporting for KCTH, Channel 27, Chabot College News.
Thanks, Don. Artemis 1 is due to splashdown on December 11th. Watch this space for future updates. And now here's Hamza for this week's sports.
Thanks, Stanley. Morocco upsets Belgium 2-0 in the 2022 FIFA World Cup at Al Thumama Stadium in Doha on Sunday. The Moroccans earned their 3rd victory in their last 12 World Cup group stage matches against European countries. Belgium had won their last 8 World Cup group stage matches. Morocco is in great position to advance to the next round, currently first place in Group F. If Morocco ends up advancing to the next round, it would be the first time since 1986 that they have accomplished that feat. The Las Vegas Raiders took on the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday, November 27th. It was a competitive game all throughout, and it even went into overtime due to Derek Carr's perfectly placed pass to his tight end Foster Moreau for a touchdown. In overtime, Josh Jacobs scored the game-winning touchdown on an 86-yard run, and he finished the game with 303 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns on 33 carries and 6 receptions. The final score of the game was Raiders 40, Seahawks 34. Chabot's football season ended on Saturday, November 12th, so we sent our very own Hallie to capture the last football game of the season.
I went to Chabot College's last football game of the season versus Laney College. Chabot got dominated by Laney, and I got to witness a pick 6. I got to talk to some Laney players after the game, including number 4, Kai West, who was the one who got the pick 6, sealing the game.
Man, shit, man, we just came out here trying to finish the deal, Came out here with the win. Shit, I don't know.
We did good. There's improvements. Offense could have moved the ball a little bit better. Some of the coverages may have been better. Some of the pressures may have been better. Overall, we played good. We weren't taking the left side. These 2 are the real deal. And then we're just gonna now we're going to playoffs. Conference champions.
Okay. We also got our very own DeMarcus Smith, the Chabot strong safety's thoughts on the game.
I feel like we came into the game prepared, but certain things don't go your way all the time. I will say they did talk a lot for no reason. So, I don't know. I had fun, though. Have one last ride with my teammates, seeing family and friends. So, that was probably the highlight of the game and the day. We went 2-8. We didn't really exceed our goals. We were a really young team, a lot of freshmen, so probably do have a better season next year.
The ending score was Laney 35 and Chabot 0.
Thanks for the season wrap-up, Hallie. That's it for this week's Sports Report. Now back to Stanley.
The California Department of Housing and Community announced earlier this fall the award of $46 million from the California Housing Accelerator Fund to allow construction to proceed on 57 units of affordable housing for low-income families in Hayward. The project, called Pimentel Place, is being built on the corner of 2nd and C Street by nonprofit housing developer EAH Incorporated of San Rafael, California. With constructions anticipated to begin within 180 days, the California Housing Accelerator Fund is intended to close funding gaps in locally approved, shovel-ready, affordable housing development projects. Previously, the City of Hayward awarded $2.2 million to EAH for Pimentel Place, with funding drawn from multiple sources, including affordable housing fees paid by the developers and Hayward Community Development Block Grant funds. Hayward Public Library is inviting public feedback and input on its Weeks branch and the planning of future programming, improvements and expansions of the beloved South Hayward Community Resource. To participate, please consider registering for the meeting being held at the Weeks branch and or complete the online survey. Start by visiting the Weeks branch needs assessment page here on the City of Hayward website. For more information on the project, visit the Hayward Public Library Weeks branch at 27300 Patrick Avenue. Call 510-7882-2155. Escape to an incredible illuminated winter wonderland, the world's largest holiday-themed light experience, Enchant, in San Jose PayPal Park. Experience a world of adventure featuring over 4 million sparkling lights created in an immersive walkthrough, story-themed maze. Discover the charming village offering a breathtaking ice skating trial, live entertainment, dining, holiday shopping, Santa and Mrs. Claus, and much more. Enchant is a spectacular annual event produced by the playing fields of major league sports stadiums and iconic outdoor spaces. In 2022, Enchant will pop up in 8 cities across the U.S., including San Jose and Sacramento. Ice skating comes to life at Enchant. Glide down the frozen Enchant River as you travel the breathtaking ice skating trail. You'll be sparkled, you'll be dazzled, and making memories in no time. Tickets for skating are $20 for adult and $15 for a child. Explore the village of tiny shops, of artisan vendors, specialty crafts, and boutiques. Their delicious holiday treats and beverage will put even Scrooge in a festive mood. Do not miss it. You can buy tickets on the website enchantchristmas.com. On November 4th, 2022, Sacramento, California hosted the Miss Ukraine 2023 beauty pageant. One of our students from Chabot College Mass Communications Department was a contestant of this competition. We sent our reporter Diana to find out more details.
On November 4th, Sacramento hosted beauty contest Miss Ukraine California 2023, which spotlights courageous young ladies of Ukrainian heritage.
I don't believe you're not the truth.
200 Ukrainian women went for a casting call to show the judges their talents and prove why they want to become Miss Ukraine California 2023. Some of them just recently came to the United States, escaping the war. There are no beauty pageants without good preparation. Every Sunday, 12 girls during the month had practices of modeling walk, dance performance, and many other interesting things happen behind the scenes.
I am here at Sharif Jewelers, our exclusive sponsor for the Miss Ukraine California Pageant 2023. Mr. Sharif is not just a local celebrity.
And I've had a great chance to speak to one of the beautiful contestants of the beauty pageant 2013.
Local basketball teams in the NBA, as well as just many friends in the music and hip-hop world.
So what's included in the Miss Ukraine California prize package?
Famous jeweler, Mr. Sharif.
So we're giving away $10,000 worth of prizes to the winners. Third place, featuring a beautiful pearl and diamond necklace. We got second place, a $3,000 diamond earrings, featuring black and white diamonds. And of course, the most important of all, first place, $5,000 prize giveaway, going away to number 1.
Girls had an opportunity to show in the video not only their beauty, but at the same time pain. The video represents all anger and hate towards Russian invasion happening in Ukraine. Beauty is a weapon, and fortunately we don't know how to kill, but we know that Ukrainian women have the inside beauty weapon that will help Ukraine to be strong in these terrible times. But we know for sure that very soon Ukraine will blossom again. But we will never forget what's been done to our lovely motherland. And now let's take a look and see girls' preparation before performing on the stage.
Sometimes it hurts, nay, but thinking of her.
Many businessmen, businesswomen, sponsors, artists, bloggers, models, TV representatives, models attended this event. Later in the program, girls show incredibly beautiful and touching dance, as well as solo and group catwalks. Daria and Diana are very good friends, even before the contest. So they always had fun on the stage, on rehearsal, and in real life. So interview was a decisive factor for judges to see who is the next Miss Ukraine California 2023. The final performance for every girl was her own grown walk with the music she chose to show their confidence and personality. And now it's time to finally find out who is the winner of the beauty contest Miss Ukraine California 2023. Excited? Me too.
Number 11.
The vice Miss Ukraine California became Diana Osaulenko, the student of Chabot College Mass Communication Studies. She was saying that this was an amazing experience for her, and she definitely not gonna stop to be helpful and useful for Ukraine and her people.
9.
And the first Miss Ukraine California 2023 becomes Daria Avtukh. Girls are incredibly happy. And the interesting thing that Daria and Diana been friends for a year, and support for Ukraine made them even closer together. And here we can see two winners, two friends. I know for sure that together they will do a lot of great things for Ukraine.
Thanks, Diana, for that report. Thanks for that report, Diana, and congratulations on your victory. As restaurants across the country rolls out their holiday drink menus with warming beverages, Panera Bread is taking a much cooler approach. For the first time ever, the cafe is offering milkshakes. Available starting today in select markets, the new bakery shakes are inspired by Panera's most popular bakery items, That lineup includes 3 rich milkshakes, the kitchen sink, fudge brownie swirl, and strawberry cheesecake swirl, sure to be a fan favorite. The kitchen sink is inspired by the Panera cookie of the same name. The indulgent shake is made using cookie pieces, caramel syrup, a sprinkle of sea salt, vanilla ice cream, and ice. The shake is even topped with whipped cream and then a drizzle of caramel. A chocolate lover's dream, the fudge brownie swirl milkshake is a rich blend of Panera brownie chunks, vanilla ice cream, and ice. The vanilla shake is then topped with cream and a drizzle of chocolate. Last up is the strawberry cheesecake swirl, a lavish combo of strawberry puree, cream cheese, vanilla cream, and ice. Although the bakery shakes are only available in select markets as part of a test run, once the weather heats up next year, Panera fans can look forward to a potential nation rollout. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communication Office Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 7 for more Chabot TV. Have a safe and festive winter break.